Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Joanna and I'm glad you're here. I love to DIY on a budget. And if you like to sew, then catch me on Saturdays. Now, let's get crafty. Okay, so for the first one, I have these two tags and I bought these at Walmart. And I'm just going to take both stickers off. I had trouble with this one. I had to get a scraper and scrape it off, but the other one came off great. Now, if you want to do this on a bigger scale, you can certainly do a Dollar Tree one. That'd be great. This is antique wax because I'm going to be painting these. I'm not gluing anything to it, so I am using the Waverly antique wax. And I am going to stain both of them. And then after I get them done, I am going to take Plaster by Waverly. I found this on clearance, y'all. It was an awesome deal. And I'm going to give it it took 2 coats to cover it. So I'm doing one completely in white, trying to do the top only, but I'm a messy crafter. You'll see later, I'll show you. So I'm going to tape it off. Now, I didn't let my paint totally dry, and I'm using the color Lacquer. That did take 2 coats. Make sure your paint's dry before you do this. And I painted the other one. It's a navy, a dark type blue. I made the paint by mixing paints because I didn't have anything, but it's just a dark blue. You can do it by taking blue and putting a little black in it. Now, when I pulled this up, it distressed it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. So I just took this and scraped and distressed. The red and white distressed a whole lot better than the blue, so I end up repainting it and before I put what I was going to put on it. But this one was just chipping away. I loved it. But the other one, yeah, you see it, it's streaked and whatnot. But anywho, we'll fix it. I'll fix it. And I'm just letting y'all watch me move my arm and scrape this thing. I don't know what in the world I'm thinking, but ain't that pretty? I absolutely love it. That was just a happy accident right there because the paint wasn't real dry. And then I guess the wax, because it's wax, it's making it chip off. But let me get past this, y'all. Okay, so I got on my Silhouette Cameo and I made this design. I seen it and I made it. I couldn't even peel that because my fingernail was so cruddy. But anyway, I did this on cheap vinyl, to be honest with you. It's just cheap vinyl. And I use my cheap vinyl for, stuff like this. But anyway, I'm going to stick it down. And again, I guess because of the wax, it wasn't really sticking. Or it's the fact that it's cheap vinyl. I don't know. But I did have trouble peeling it up. But all you do is reverse weed your image. And then put your transfer tape on it, burnish it down, and then you should be able to peel this off. But I was having some trouble, and y'all don't have to watch me in my struggle because it's ridiculous. But anyways, I got it on, and then I'm going to paint it with a pouncer. Before I paint it, I'm going to put this, the stickies together and use the non-sticky side. And I am going to, I burnished it down real good to seal it. And I'm taking a crusty, if y'all hear knocking, my dog has the itch and she's driving us crazy. But anyway, I'm taking a crusty pouncer because I want this distressed. And I'm just pouncing chalk paint. I'm not rubbing, I'm just pouncing my chalk paint to get my image transferred. Now all you have to do, once you get it, as much paint as you want, is just pull your stencil off and weed out anything that didn't come up when you pulled it. So all I got is a little piece in my 7 and a little piece in my 6. So I'm just carefully going to get that off of there. Now I have to be careful because my paint is still wet. I didn't let it dry because I didn't want it to peel my paint up. Isn't that pretty, y'all? That is so pretty. Okay. So now I got to let that dry. Oh, I'm going to distress around the edges. I didn't realize I even did that. So I'm going to distress around the edges and distress the other one too. After I'm done distressing or whatever I did, I'm going to take my Type Bond triple wood glue, okay? And I'm going to take tape, and it don't matter if it distresses it more, I really don't care. And I'm just going to mark where I need to glue because I don't want any excess glue anywhere else. And then I'm just carefully going to take my finger and smush around my glue, okay? That way glue's not smushing all around. I'm just getting it all over my finger. And then I'm going to set this back down and I'm going to line up my holes at the top, line up my tape, remove my tape, and then I'm going to get my Dollar Tree clamps and clamp this thing together. It takes that wood glue a little bit to hold, so before I do that, I am going to show you that I put a rope through it, and I did add a bow. You'll see it in that final reveal, but this is just nautical rope, or I don't know what it is. It's a piece of nautical rope where I tore it apart. It's actually 2 strands, and I just run it through and tie a knot however long I need it or want it, and there you go. There's your 2 tags. Now I'm going to take one of the Dollar Tree crates, and this is the one that has slats in the side. I have 2 sticks that I got from Lowe's. I don't know what they are. Painter's stir sticks would work great, the bigger ones, and you just cut them down to size. This is measured 12, so I'm going to make it 6 because I need 2 pieces for sides, and I'll figure out the top in a minute. So I'm going to take my handy dandy little saw here. I got this at Harbor Freight in case you're wondering, and it's great. And I'm just going to cut those 2, and then I'm going to set that to the side till I figure out what I'm going to do with the other board. Now I'm going to take, and I am not using Waverly wax. Oh, I got to sand it down. I'm not using Waverly wax because I want to glue this, and once you wax it, the glue doesn't really hold. Look at me, I'm disgusting. I'm such a messy crafter. I just had to show y'all. Anyway, I went and washed my hands. I attempted to use this crackle. Y'all, I didn't wait the hour. That's probably what happened. It was probably user error. I did not wait the hour, so I ended up just painting it. And I think the only one that crackled was the white one, and that was the one in the middle. But I'm just going to paint one red, one white, and another one red. And I'm going to take that corner and I'm going to tape it off, and I'm going to paint that blue. Now the stain that I used was just burnt umber paint, very, very watered down, okay? And I have this star from one of the Dollar Tree bead garlands, and I took it off and painted it white. I sanded it, it was slick, and painted it white. And this is me trying to get this to crackle, which it didn't. But anyway, when I get that tape off, I'm going to paint that other side blue, and then we'll go from there. Oh my goodness, y'all, I absolutely love this better. Distressing it. But anyway, I'm just sanding all the rest of it and sanding in between my cracks there. I had to get a toothbrush. That is not a toothbrush. That is a fingernail file. And I'm going to file the edges. And, yeah. I didn't paint any of the rest of the box. It's just all stained. I just did the front, okay? Now, I'm going to take my boards, and you see where I left part of it. See, that was the USA that was on it, and I didn't want that on there. So I'm going to take my Gorilla Wood glue, which I didn't use it, okay? I ended up not using it for this anyway. I was going to do it, and then I thought it wouldn't come out. I had to take the top off, and I thought, no, I'm going to put something under there. So I'm going to take some moss. This is just Spanish moss, I think. And I'm just going to rip me off a little piece, or cut me off a little piece. Looks like a little bird nest sitting there. And then I'm going to put hot glue all over the blue part. And if there's any hot glue showing, I just pull my moss over, see, and just tuck it right in there. Be careful you don't get burnt. And now I'm just going to take hot glue and just put hot glue on this and push it down. And I do hold it for a minute so that glue sets. I will do something with that hole in the top, trust me. But anyway, I'm going to trim my hairs here. I was a little wild, had some wild hairs. Looked like I had a camera glitch. I don't know if y'all seen it or if it's just me. But anyway, now I'm going to take the wood glue and I'm going to put it on the, these are going to be sides to my little box here. And I'm going to Lord willing, get it in the middle and clamp it with the Dollar Tree clamps. I'm going to do the same to the other side. And these were bowed out a little bit, but I didn't have a big enough clamp. I need to get me a bigger clamp to go all, it would go all the way around the box, and then I could have clamped the bottom. But I ended up putting 2 brad nails in it, and well, actually I put one and it went through the box, so I didn't do the other one. But I did put brad nails in the top when I put the top on, because it wasn't totally perfect either. But these are flush with the bottom of the box, okay? And now all I'm going to do is take the, I'm cleaning up glue. I had glue smushing. But I'm going to take glue and put it on top of those other 2 sticks that are sticking up and set my top stick right down on there. This makes the cutest little box. I don't know, toolbox. I don't know what it is. I don't know. You'll see what it is in the end. It's a box. It's a crate box. So I'm going to leave that, put it to the side, and let it dry. And I'll show you in the final reveal what I do with it. Now, this last one is one of these Dollar Tree wood slices they used to sell. You may have some in your stash. I have a ton. I'm trying to go through stuff. So I'm going to take this. I love that mark, but when I get done, you won't see it. So I'm just going to use the back. I'm going to take a baby wipe while I have this stain in there, and I'm just going to stain it. Now, once it's stained, I'm going to take this piece of fabric. You don't have to use this kind. You can use whatever fabric you want. This is just Rustic, and it's what I had. So I'm going to take and snip a piece and then rip it. And then I'm going to measure it and go over and snip a piece and rip it. And then I'm going to do the same to both ends, the size that I want it. Okay? So then I'm going to fray my fabric out. I fray it more later. I really want this one to look old and rustic, so I don't know if this is my favorite. I love them all. I really love all of these. I don't have a question. I love them all. So I can't pick a favorite. Let me know what your favorite is. Oh, I can't talk. So I'm going to take fabric Mod Podge. This stuff is thick, y'all. I haven't even used it yet, but I bought it for something else. But this is fabric, so I'm going to use it. It did really well. I'm just going to take a brush and I'm going to put it on, and it's not real thin and it's not real thick. And then I'm going to take whatever that thing is, and I'm going to smush that down, smooth it down so I don't have no fabric wrinkles. And then I'm going to do the same to the other end. I'm trying not to get Mod Podge all over the board. I just want it in the middle where the fabric is and not on the edges, so it'll still fray, if that makes any sense. When I did this, the Mod Podge was coming to the top, so that was a good thing. I did end up taking some Mod Podge and putting it right down the middle and just trying to smear it in. This brush was not smearing this in very well. So what I did was I took one of those makeup spatula looking things right there, and I'm going to rub it because it's soft. I didn't want to, drag my fabric off. And I'm just going to smush and work that glue right down in that fabric. Then when I get that done, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I really don't. I'm going to take a piece of this one, and the colors match the dullness, or it's not white. It's not real bright white. So I'm going to rip me off a square. Okay, and this is going to be the stars to my little flag here. And I'm really going to fray this part. I'm just pulling strings and pulling strings and pulling strings. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Mod Podge in the middle and stick it down. I guess I'm going to fray it some more. And then I'll Mod Podge it eventually and stick it down. I know I do, I promise. But in the meantime, I'm just fringing it and rubbing it with my fingers and pulling it and making you watch it. And I don't know why. Okay, here we go. Shoo. Now I'm going to take, and I put too big of a clump on there. But anyway, it sticks nonetheless. And I'm just going to stick it down. See, I put so much it's moving everywhere. And I'm just going to push and push, 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 and get that down in there. Alrighty, then I'm going to Mod Podge on top like it really needed it, and then I'll smush it around. I am taking some of that leftover paint. Yeah, that's paint. And I'm just going to dirty up my flag because this is looks more of a primitive, rustic kind of deal, so I'm just getting it dirty. And I'm going to do this all over, and I'm going to do my stars as well so that it matches. And then I'm going to take this is the string that came out. I just removed the staples and threw them in the trash. I don't want this real tall. I don't see the need for it to be that long. So I'm just going to tie 2 knots. And then this board is thick. You can glue these, but I'm choosing to just put a staple in it. Simple, quick, and I know it ain't going to go nowhere. So there you go. Now I just put a twine bow in the middle, and I loved how it curled down. So these are the final reveal of the projects. And I can't pick a favorite. I absolutely love every one of them. I added a bow to the 1776 and just a stars bow to give it some pizzazz. You can, firecracker bow would be really cute. And then that one, I put pit berries around the handle. I dirtied my star, and then I add some dirty stars and some florals in there from the Dollar Tree. And that was that one. I loved it when I got it done. And then on the last one, y'all seen that whole thing. So there it is. I like them all. So you let me know which one was your favorite. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And if you are subscribed, you might want to check and make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube was unsubscribing people and they didn't know it. So until next time, remember, you are a blessing. Goodbye.